Hi students, good morning everybody. So today we are going to discuss about different essential elements and their role that element is playing in the plant body. So this is the nutrient name is given in this row, and here the nutrient or the mineral element which is absorbed in the form of, the plant will be absorbing this element in the form of, this is the column given, absorbed in the form of, and this is the role played by that particular element. So one element we have to remember all the points related to that element. First we will discuss about macronutrients. Macronutrients, already we know that 9 macronutrients are present along with mineral and non-mineral elements. These 3 are non-mineral macronutrients: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. These 3 are absorbed in the form of carbon dioxide, water and oxygen from atmosphere directly. So there is no need of supplying these 3 elements, and there will be no deficiency symptoms also. Deficiency symptoms will not be present for these 3 elements because they will be completely available in the atmosphere. So these 3 elements will be taken very easily from the atmosphere by the plant body. And these 3 elements are said to be framework elements: fundamental elements, framework elements, structural elements. Everything will be coming under CHON, combinedly called as structural elements. Already we discussed all these points. So this is about these 3 elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Coming to nitrogen. Nitrogen will be absorbed in the form of nitrate, mostly in the form of nitrate. Anions, these 2 are anions, nitrate and nitrites, and this is cation, NH4+. Anions, negatively charged nitrate and nitrites. Negatively charged nitrates and nitrites. Coming to cation, NH4+, ammonium ion. So nitrogen will be absorbed by the plants in the form of either nitrate, nitrite and also by ammonium ion. And coming to role played by nitrogen, nitrogen is required by the plant body in large quantities. So this is the element, nitrogen is the element which is required in most required element means nitrogen. So plant will be needing the nitrogen in more quantities when compared to other elements. So this nitrogen is required in large quantities. Nitrogen will be present in the meristematic tissues and also metabolically active cells. Wherever metabolism will be very active, in all those cells we will be finding nitrogen. See, suppose metabolically active cells means photosynthesis is occurring or protein synthesis is occurring, any synthesis is occurring, then metabolism is going on there. Or respiratory cell, the cell is undergoing fast respiration, so that is metabolically active. In those cells definitely we will find nitrogen. Meristematic cells are automatically metabolically very active, that's why in meristems nitrogen will be present. And coming to the role played by nitrogen, nitrogen is a important constituent of particular substances like proteins, nucleic acids, amino acids, enzymes, vitamins, hormones, etc. So I repeat, nitrogen is an important constituent of proteins, amino acids, nucleic acids, enzymes, hormones, etc. So in all these biological biomolecules we will be finding this nitrogen. So nitrogen will be absorbed in the form of nitrate, nitrite, like that, and it is playing an important role, that is it's a constituent of all these components which are present in the plant body. Next, coming to phosphorus. Phosphorus will be absorbed in the form of H2PO4- and HPO4-2, means these 2 are anions, monovalent anion and bivalent anions, these are anions. So phosphorus is absorbed in the form of anions. And next, role played by phosphorus. Phosphorus is a constituent of ATP, So it is a component of ATP, nucleotides, nucleic acids, some proteins and also cell membrane. In cell membrane, phospholipids will be present. So phosphorus is a component of cell membrane. And in many proteins, phosphorus will be present. In nucleic acid formation, nucleotides will be present. Each nucleotide is, suppose in RNA, AMP means adenosine monophosphate. Phosphate will be present. GMP. These are nucleotides. So definitely phosphate will be present in all nucleotides. In RNA nucleotides and also DNA. Deoxyribo DAMP means deoxyadenosine monophosphate. That is deoxyribonucleotides. So means in all nucleotides phosphorus will be a component. Without phosphorus no nucleotide is formed. Without nucleotide no nucleic acids will be formed. And it is also a constituent of ATP, energy currency. Already we discussed this. Phosphorus is a constituent of ATP, energy currency of the cell. So like this, phosphorus plays an important role because it's a constituent of ATP, nucleotides, nucleic acids, some proteins, and also it's a constituent of cell membrane. Phospholipids will be present in cell membrane. That is about phosphorus. Coming to potassium. Potassium is absorbed in the form of K plus ions, so cation. So some are absorbed in the form of anions, some will be absorbed in the form of cations. So K plus ions. And the role played by potassium is, potassium helps in opening and closing of stomata. Opening and closing of stomata. And already we discussed K plus ion is involved in opening and closing of stomata. And it balances the ion balance. Anion cation balance will be done by potassium. And it also maintains the turgidity of the cells. Already we discussed in guard cells, turgidity is maintained by K plus ions. And K plus ion also activates some of the enzymes. And it is also involved in protein synthesis. So potassium is also involved in protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Protein synthesis అంటే ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిన ఎలిమెంట్ ఎవరు అంటే పొటాషియం అని చెప్పాలి. ప్రోటీన్స్లో కాంపోనెంట్ ఎవరు అంటే ఫాస్ఫరస్ అని చెప్పాలి. సో దట్స్ అబౌట్ we completed carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, CHO, NPK we completed. Ca, Mg, S, calcium, magnesium, sulphur. So coming to calcium, calcium is absorbed in the form of Ca plus 2. This is a divalent cation. And calcium plays an important role in photolysis of water. This is very important activity which will be occurring during photosynthesis. Photolysis means lysis of water with the help of light energy. So breakdown of water occurs with the help of light energy. That process is called photolysis of water. Photolysis of water. So calcium plays a major role in photolysis of water. Remember this point, which is very important. And calcium also activates some enzymes. And calcium plays an important role in cell division. That is, during cell division, middle lamellum should be synthesized. That middle lamellum is made up of calcium and magnesium pectates. So that calcium is also plays an important role during cell division also. And this calcium is an immobile element. Already we discussed about this. Immobile means it cannot be mobilized, remobilized. It cannot be remobilized. Means older leaves to younger leaves, it cannot move back. Older leaves only it will be accumulated. So in older leaves it will be accumulated, and whenever older leaves will be falling off, calcium also will be wasted. But all other elements, they will be remobilized. From older leaves to younger growing parts, all the elements will be remobilized. But calcium is an immobile, or it cannot be remobilized. So that is very important point to be noted. Coming to magnesium. Magnesium is absorbed in the form of Mg plus 2 ion. So this is also a divalent cation, and it is an activator of rubisco and pepcase. Already we discussed about this. It's an activator of RUBP carboxylase or oxygenase, rubisco enzyme, and pep carboxylase, pepcase. Pep carboxylase means phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. So this Mg plus 2 acts as an activator for both rubisco and also pepcase. And magnesium will be stabilizing the ribosomal structure. See, I think you remember ribosome will be having two subunits. These one larger subunit and one smaller subunit. These two subunits, if they join, then only functional ribosome will be formed. The two subunits are joined in the presence of Mg+2 ion. So Mg+2 ion helps in maintaining the structure of ribosome. And it also activates some enzymes responsible for photosynthesis and respiration. So Mg+2 activates some enzymes responsible for photosynthesis and respiration. And this Mg+2 is also involved in synthesis of DNA and RNA. So magnesium is also involved in the synthesis of nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. Involved in the synthesis of DNA and RNA. All these things you should by heart. And very important thing is Mg+2 ion is the central atom of chlorophyll molecule. So already we discussed about this chlorophyll molecule. Central atom is magnesium. See how the chlorophyll molecule will be present is porphyrin head, tetrapyrrole head will be like this. Head. Here tail will be present for chlorophyll molecule. So these are 4 pyrrole rings will be present. In the centrally located atom is Mg+2. So these are 4 pyrrole rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be coming in photosynthesis. This structure there we will discuss. Central atom of chlorophyll molecule is magnesium. So that is very important thing. Magnesium role దగ్గర రాసుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే magnesium, it is the central atom of chlorophyll molecule. That too especially in the porphyrin head, in the head of chlorophyll molecule. That everything you will understand during photosynthesis. Just you have to write here Mg+2 is the central atom of chlorophyll molecule. Next coming to sulfur. Sulfur is absorbed in the form of SO4-2 divalent anion and sulfur containing amino acids. So sulfur plays an important role, that is sulfur containing amino acids are present. This is very important bit. Sulfur containing amino acids are cysteine and methionine. Cysteine and methionine. Cysteine and methionine are sulfur containing amino acids. And sulfur also stabilizes the protein structure. Sulfur stabilize the protein structure by formation of disulfide bridges. See, protein primary structure, secondary structure will be present. During its folding in the secondary tertiary structures, like this disulfide bridges are formed such that the protein structure will be stabilized. So the protein structure is stabilized by forming disulfide bridges. There also sulfur is playing an important role. And sulfur is an important constituent of coenzymes, especially coenzyme A. Sulfur is an important constituent of some other elements like vitamins, especially some vitamins like thiamine, biotin, etc. And it is also, sulfur is also a constituent of ferridoxin. It is a electron carrier which will be coming for you in electron transport systems in photosynthesis and respirations. So ferridoxin, it is a electron carrier. It is means the sulfur is a constituent of ferridoxin. Ferridoxin and iron are the constituents of sulfur and iron are the constituents of ferridoxin. In at iron also we will be noting that sulfur, it is a constituent of ferridoxin. These are the important roles played by sulfur in the plant body. With this we have completed macronutrients: CHO, NPK, Ca, Mg, So all these macronutrients important roles and how they are absorbed by the plant body, everything we discussed. Here one thing you have to notice, that is only nitrogen is absorbed by the plants in the form of both anions and cations. All other elements either in the form of anion or in the form of cation they are absorbing. But plants will be absorbing nitrogen both in the form of cations and also in the form of anions. means both in the form of negatively charged nitrate and nitrite ions and positively charged ammonium ions. You have to remember this point, which is very important. Now going to important roles played by micronutrients. So next coming to micronutrients. So coming to micronutrients, first we will discuss in the importance order. That is boron. It is very important element which is micronutrient which is absorbed in the form of BO3-3 or B4O7-2. And boron plays an important role in pollen germination. And boron also plays an important role in membrane functioning. And boron, it will be playing an important role in uptake and utilization of calcium. So calcium will be means the plant will be taking calcium and the plant will be utilizing calcium. In that utilization and uptake, boron plays an important role. And boron also plays an important role in cell elongation and cell differentiation. These are important roles played by boron. Pollen germination is a star mark point. Boron pollen germination very important. Boron pollen germination. So you can remember BP for boron pollen germination. So that is very important. And boron is also very important for translocation of sugars. Sugars are also translocated with the help of boron. That is not written here. You can write down. Boron helps in translocation of sugars also. Boron helps in membrane functioning and uptake and utilization of calcium and cell elongation, cell differentiation. These are the important roles played by boron. Coming to next element, chlorine. Chlorine will be absorbed in the form of Cl-. Chlorine also plays an important role in photolysis of water. Already we discussed about photolysis of water. Photolysis of water in macronutrients. Remember, calcium plays an important role in photolysis of water. Already we wrote about calcium. In the calcium, you wrote that calcium plays an important role in photolysis of water. So along with calcium, one micronutrient is also involved, that is chlorine. Chlorine. Actually, two micronutrients are involved in photolysis of water. Chlorine, manganese, one macronutrient calcium. So three important elements involved in photolysis of water are chlorine, manganese, micronutrients. Calcium is macronutrient. One by one we will discuss. Chlorine is absorbed in the form of Cl- ion. This is a monovalent anion and it is involved in photolysis of water. And also chlorine will be balancing the ions, cation, anion balance, and it is also responsible for concentration of solutes. See, solution concentration will be mostly maintained by the presence of some elements like sodium. So along with this solute concentration will be determined along with the sodium and potassium. Chlorine also helps in determining the solute concentrations. That is not that much important. Chlorine maintains solute concentration along with sodium and potassium. So important things are two. It plays an important role in photolysis of water and it maintains anion-cation balance. That is about chlorine. So I think you understand about chlorine and boron. We completed. Coming to iron. Iron is absorbed in the form of Fe+3. Trivalent cation, Fe+3. And iron, it is also a constituent of some electron carriers like ferridoxin, cytochromes. Ferridoxin and cytochromes are electron carriers. So iron is a constituent of electron carriers like ferridoxin and cytochrome. Iron also plays an important role in redox reactions which are reversible. Ferrous to ferric, ferric to ferrous. Redox reactions will be occurring. So iron plays an important role in redox reactions, and iron also plays an important role in synthesis of chlorophyll molecule. Chlorophyll molecule central atom is magnesium. Chlorophyll is synthesized with the help of iron. Remember, these two are very important. Chlorophyll molecule central atom is magnesium. Chlorophyll molecule synthesis, this role is played by iron. So this is important roles played by iron, which is absorbed in the form of Fe+3. And you have to remember, nitrogenase is an enzyme which is a constituent, means molybdenum and iron are constituents of nitrogenase enzyme. Ferredoxin, already we told about sulfur, during sulfur macronutrient, constituent of ferredoxin. Now iron. Iron and sulfur are present in ferredoxin. Molybdenum and iron are present in nitrogenase. You have to remember these things, that is micronutrients, boron completed, chlorine completed, iron also completed. 3 micronutrients we have completed. Coming to remaining micronutrients. Coming to the next micronutrient, that is manganese. Manganese is absorbed in the form of Mn+2. Mn+2, a divalent cation, Mn+2. Manganese, it activates IAA oxidase. Manganese, it activates an enzyme called IAA oxidase. IAA oxidase. And manganese also plays an important role in photolysis of water. Already we discussed about photolysis of water. In the presence of light, water will be broken down. Breaking of water and oxygen is released. So that photolysis of water, 3 elements are required. Calcium is macronutrient required. Chlorine and manganese are micronutrients required. This is very important point to be remembered. Photolysis of water requires 1 macronutrient and 2 micronutrients. Calcium is a micronutrient required. Chlorine and manganese are micronutrients required for photolysis of water. So manganese, photolysis of water, activates IAA oxidase enzyme, and many enzymes related in photosynthesis and metabolisms. These manganese will be activating many enzymes. Coming to zinc, zinc is absorbed in the form of Zn+2. Zn+2. And zinc plays an important role in activating so many enzymes. Already I gave this list. Activates alcohol dehydrogenase, carboxylases, carboxypeptidases, carbonic anhydrases. These 4 enzymes are activated by zinc. Zn+2, in the form of Zn+2, plants absorb zinc. And zinc also plays an important role in synthesis of auxins. Auxins means these are plant growth hormones. Auxins are the growth hormones, and auxins are synthesized with the help of zinc. In the synthesis of auxins, zinc plays an important role. Coming to copper. Copper is absorbed in the form of Cu+2. And copper plays an important role in redox reactions. Already we discussed about what are redox reactions, reversible reactions. Redox reactions, Cu plus converts into Cu+2, Cu+2 again converts into Cu+. That type of reversible reactions are called redox reactions. So copper plays an important role in redox reactions, and copper also is a constituent of very 2 important electron carriers like cytochrome C oxidase. It will be present in mitochondria during respiration. The cytochrome C oxidase acts as electron carrier. Plastocyanin is present in the chloroplast. During photosynthesis, plastocyanin acts as electron carrier. So the electron carriers, cytochrome C oxidase and plastocyanin. Copper is a constituent of these 2 electron carriers. Very important point to be remembered. So copper is an important constituent of cytochrome C oxidase, an electron carrier present in mitochondria. And copper is also a constituent of plastocyanin, another electron carrier present in chloroplast. This you have to note down about copper. I think completed writing. So this is about micronutrients: manganese, zinc and copper. Manganese, zinc and copper. So only 2 micronutrients are remaining, that we will discuss. Coming to the last and final 2 micronutrients and their role played. First about molybdenum. Molybdenum is absorbed in the form of MoO2+2. and this is a divalent cation. And this molybdenum is required very least, that is the plant will be requiring this molybdenum in least quantities. Very less importance is present for molybdenum because its role is only the molybdenum is a component of two enzymes in nitrogen metabolism. In nitrogen metabolism, two important enzymes like nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. Nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. And this molybdenum is a component of these two enzymes, nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. Nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. Coming to nickel, nickel is a recently recognized element. Nickel, it is the 17th essential element recognized. It is a very recently recognized element, nickel, and it activates an enzyme called urease. This urease is also plays an important role in nitrogen metabolism only. So nickel activates urease enzyme, and nickel also induces disease resistance in some plants. Only in some plants disease resistance is induced by and this micronutrient called nickel. So these are the different macro and micronutrients and how they are absorbed and what will be the role played by the element in the plant body. So all the elements we completed, macronutrients and micronutrients. Comparative study you have to do. Only one little very important points I will give you a list now. So listen, in macronutrients, major amount required, greatest requirement is nitrogen. Nitrogen is maximum amount required macronutrient. Among all micronutrients, majorly required by the plants is iron, because chlorophyll synthesis occurs because of iron. That's why macronutrients majorly required is nitrogen, micronutrient majorly required is iron. In pollen germination and translocation of sugars, boron. In cell division, calcium. Sulphur containing amino acids are cysteine and methionine. Redox reactions, iron and copper. Photolysis of water, calcium, macronutrient, manganese and chlorine, micronutrients. So these are very important comparative list. Most commonly repeated bits will be coming from these things. So you can make a note about all these things properly. So I repeat: pollen germination, boron; translocation of sugars, boron; cell division, calcium; sulfur containing amino acids, cysteine, methionine; redox reactions, iron, copper; photolysis of water, calcium, manganese, chlorine. Coming to protein constituent, important protein constituent means nitrogen will be coming. Which stabilizes the protein structure means sulfur will be coming. Don't get confused among these two. Constituent of protein means nitrogen will be coming. Which stabilizes the protein structure means sulfur will be coming. So that you have to remember. So okay, all these points are very important. Repeated bits will be coming from here. So I think you understand about all the roles played by macro and micronutrients. And small disease means deficiency symptoms, diseases caused because of deficiencies. All these things will be discussed in the next class. Bye.